I can really not see it going below 30,000.
What do you think could be a bottom for this cycle?
Yeah, it's very. It has nothing to do again with the stock to flow model, of course.
No.
Just my personal opinion.
It's more like TA almost. Yeah.
Yeah, almost TA, and of course I did try to do that with the floor model, which epically failed in November and December, so I throw that away. But one thing I look at for bottoms is 200 week moving averages. And I think that's at around 19,000 at the moment. So Bitcoin has never gone a monthly close, has never had a monthly close below the 200 week moving average. So that can be seen as a bottom. But
it's interesting. So my buddy might be onto something with his 20 number.
Yeah. But it's very, very low, right? So that would be a perfect moment to buy. But then there's the realized cap, the realized price. You can do a 200 week moving average or another time interval, but then not equally weighted, but weighted with how much bitcoins were bought in that month or period, and then weight that against the price. So you can weigh the price based on how much bitcoins were traded at that price, and then you get a realized cap, a realized price, and that is much higher than the 200 week moving average, and so that's a much.
What is that currently?
It is 24,000, I guess, and depends how you 24,000 based on the price of every Bitcoin, every single Bitcoin of the 18.9 Bitcoins out there when they last transacted. That's okay. 24,000. But if you make that into that number is heavily skewed by the lost Bitcoins and the first million Satoshi coins. So if you narrow the window down to, say, also 200 weeks or less, that number goes up significantly to in the 30, 40,000 range, depending on window. I can really not see it going below 30,000. There's one other thing. It never went down below the last all-time high. So the last all-time high, of course, 2017 was 20,000. So it shouldn't go. It never happened. What I hear from Chinese investors is that this is indeed true, and has been this ban of mining has been followed up by a ban of trading. Actually, not owning Bitcoin but trading. So all the exchanges had to close their accounts basically by December 31st, and that's why we have seen this large decline from 69 to the 40,000 right now. Is mainly
pushing sell.
I guess. And there's a lot of analysis. I retweeted some of that. I think it was Glassnode analysis that shows that and we know that. I mean, if you're all the selling last 2 months was done in Chinese working hours. That's what it is. So that's where the selling came from. And there is you can see exchange balances, the number of Bitcoins on exchanges. And all the Chinese exchanges are close to zero right now. But we have seen them decline, the balances, over the last 2 months. Lengthening cycles means that the top is later every cycle. And right now it seems like if this was the top, the 69, it was at the same location as 2017. So it's not really lengthening. If the top is not in and will be here in this year, for example, in the summer, then we have, according to that definition, lengthening cycles.
Yeah.
And diminishing returns, same thing. So the tops tend to be relatively lower each cycle. So 2017 was lower, had a lower top than 2013, and now if 69 was the top, we had a lower top this time around. Of course, if we go higher,
this is my theory of contracting the CAGR.
But I'm not that much interested in the tops and the bottoms because those are one-day events. I can't buy or sell large positions in a day. So I'm much more focused on the average plateau where we, like the 50,000 of last year, you could have bought and sold a lot of money on those levels.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
So, yeah, where the exact top is and where the exact bottom is, actually, I don't really care. And but I should say the general thought that the lengthening cycle guys and diminishing return guys have is that the volatility, as the market grows, the market cap grows, the volatility goes down. I don't think that necessarily is the case with Bitcoin.
Why do you think that? Yeah, explain.
Yeah, because like I said before, volatility is suppressed in most markets by the quantitative easing, by the central banks, by...
Okay, this is outside money.
Yeah, and defaults are not permitted. So a company will be saved by QE money and not letting not being allowed to default. So where does the volatility go? And Bitcoin is one of the last places on earth where volatility can exist. And I think if you look at option markets, they for sure do not foresee lower volatility in the next 12 months. So I guess the market the Bitcoin price will behave, the distribution of Bitcoin prices will be non-normal and very power law distribution like with large volatility and actually without a clear standard deviation or variance. So that's a special part of math or statistics, if you will, which also ties nicely into the exponential growth theories, that it's a non-normal distributed returns market, and volatility plays a really large role. And I guess the volatility will stay. But maybe I'm wrong. So it's very interesting and important to keep watching the implied volatilities from the option markets, because that's where volatility is traded directly.
To tell people what you think they should be most focused on to try to build their conviction in Bitcoin.
Yeah, the first thing you should read is the Bitcoin white paper. And if you don't understand it, learn it. There's a lot of people who can explain it, search for it. You have to know what's written in the white paper. You have to understand the 3 technologies behind Bitcoin and why it's really breakthrough technology invention. What Satoshi did there. Why there is proof of work. Why we use mining and what the hash the SHA-256, how that all connects. You have to know every line in the Bitcoin white paper.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3,000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is Gunnar and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, you won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really, really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.